Hello and welcome to episode 23 of our Timberborn update for modded playthrough with the Folktales faction. It's cycle 39, day 1, just getting off to starting a new cycle here. Last time we started blasting this area, we did not set them off because, remember I said I didn't want to strand this tree by itself, so we got to wait for this to get removed, and then we can blow all this stuff up. But we also started building some train track around the map. We've got a lot more work to do on that front, and connecting all of this together. And of course, our giant industrial area that some of you have complained is only storage. Patience, friends. We will get there. We will get there. It's just not going to be the fastest process in the world. It's a big thing. It's going to be, I don't know, a whole lot of episodes to get all this fully complete. And it's not just going to be this. There's plenty of space for us to build stuff. And those of you clamoring for the power solution, that is also going to take a long time. Look, I play this in real time. I'm not going to play for 10 hours and then condense it down into 15 minutes of editing and time lapses or whatever. This is the actual real-time process, real-time progress that we're making here. So, sorry, but it's not going to be fast. You know what you signed up for. This is episode 23. Anyway, that being said, we have plenty we can be doing today. Tentative goal, depending on how fast construction goes, I would like to have this district connected by train and start having the train go back around this way. We're not going to get the loop done today. There's just not that much time. But we can, at the very least, have something started. It's not going to be a quick process by any means, but most things that are actually worth doing are not fast anyway, so just got to do one piece at a time. Now, one thing I did want to go ahead and start doing, though, was to get this station area over here that we're going to be using kind of set up all by itself. The station blocks in the mod have, for the purposes of illustration, they're not actually going to stay here, but we can have passenger station and a goods station. They obviously can't be this close to each other because you have to have path access, but what's most likely going to happen is we're going to have these either in a line like this, or we're going to have them separated into different tracks so they can both exist at the same time, take trains at the same time. And then I want to build a nice structure around and over it so it's actually like a train terminal, like you would see in parts of the world that actually have functional transit. So sorry, those of us in the US, it's not going to be anything you like what you're used to, but hopefully some of the terminals in Europe that are aesthetically appealing, maybe we could take a little bit of inspiration from those and see what we could build. But we'll go ahead and just keep on keeping on. Yeah, building this is going to take a long time because it is just a single wide access, and of course all of this stuff has to get built as well. But that is going to be one of the main things we're going to try and do, along with blasting this down three or four blocks high. I think this is 3 blocks, yeah. That's all going to get blasted down. Should be more or less completely flat with the rest of this by the time we're done. I might also take this part down, but that's not a today thing. That is, and eventually we might get this done thing. And had a couple people suggest a walkway over the top of our, well, one person specifically suggests the walkway over the top of the large tank. We don't really need that. And I don't think it would fit either, because right now we just have buildings set next to each other, but we do have stuff around the outside, so I think it's still going to be fine. And yes, don't worry, it's not only going to be storage. We just have to have storage to be able to utilize what we're about to build here. But I am going to swap these goods around. The bot limbs are not all going to be in the small storage. I'm actually going to move the bot limbs out to the outside here and then have the inside be the bot chassis instead. So that, hopefully, will be a little bit better long-term, because you do need 4 limbs per bot. No, they do not take 4 times as long to produce. I don't know why people keep bringing that up. It's the exact same amount of time. if you look at the construction time, 4.5 hours to make one limb, 18 hours to make one head, 18 hours to make one chassis. What is 4.5 times 4? I know I took music major math, but I can tell you that's 18. Same exact amount of time. So you don't need 4 times as many factories. You need one factory for each type, and that's it. And then if you want to make it faster, obviously you reproduce it. But I never, ever am going to understand why people continuously leave that comment about you need more limb factories. You don't. If they're supplied effectively and the workers aren't having to go all the way around the entire map to find the stuff, then you don't need any more than one, unless you have more than one of the other stuff. So we will let them continue on with building all of this mess, and we will occupy ourselves with some other stuff. So basically, as soon as this guy finishes that track, we got to put the next one in. I'm going to remove the next couple of these pathways here, as long as they can reach everything. One piece at a time. Now, once we get over here and it's not just one section wide, then that obviously gets to be a little bit easier. But until that happens, it's just one piece at a time. It is kind of fun to watch these guys, though. But we're not going to just spend the entire episode doing this, because I'm pretty sure people would find where I live and come stage an intervention for my sake of my sanity. So let's not do that. But we will do little bits and pieces, a little bit at a time, until that is finished. And now this, of course, also has to be connected, so we'll do that. And remember, we're going to have a pretty major station in this area. Still haven't quite decided exactly how I want that to look, but I believe it's going to want to be something that we can utilize in this area, and then either have it go across here or have it go up this direction. Still not entirely sure how we're going to do that. I do know I don't have the ability to double track this whole thing. That's going to take way too much space that we don't actually have. So it is, for the time being, going to just be a big loop. We'll see what happens. I love that frame rate dipping down to 20-something frames per second. But we also have dynamite here. That needs to be dynamited because we're going to put in some additional housing over here. And put a roof on top of this. And there we go. We have some housing near the little fairgrounds. You can headcanon whatever it is you think that purpose is. But I think that's going to be much needed for our Iron Islands district to supply some additional jobs. We're going to try and get up and running. But these guys are all chugging away. We're not producing a lot of power right now, which means I believe, yeah, this is actually empty. So really could use these water wheels turning just a bit faster. Don't know how we could accomplish that, but we'll just have to deal with it. Another piece there. We should have another one over here we can pop in, and we do. One piece at a time. Very, very slowly. Now, we can't really get rid of too much of this because this is more or less our only storage in this area for these items. But we are going to have to move it eventually. And also, this district right here is crying out to be made into a bridge. Well, this bridge between the district areas. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 right here. So what we're going to do instead of messing with this nonsense is we're going to go ahead and delete both of these, have that as a platform, and then get rid of all of this. And yes, including our beloved frog paths. Farewell. greener pastures await. But the reason I'm doing that is so we can use our suspension bridges to make it a little bit more aesthetically appealing. Yes, even with the stairs going down like this. A little more aesthetically appealing than just having, you know, a bunch of junk everywhere. But, I can hear you. They can't import any food into this district. Yes, I know. It's not going to be that big of a deal. They will build this pretty fast. Because they have this connection up here, they can still move things around if they need them. So they should not have any problem getting the rest of their little bits and pieces. Might take them a while, but it shouldn't be impossible for them to accomplish that. And here they come with the planks. And the metal blocks should not be too far behind. In the interest of not completely being stupid, I will go ahead and build our paths here. Don't know why Steam is still showing my friends logging into play stuff when I specifically asked it not to. Great piece of software. Fantastic, no notes. So that I'll prioritize, so that just gives them a little bit of an easier workaround, or this district completely runs out of food, which is happening very soon. But again, should not be a cataclysmic disaster. They still have not started building the tracks over here. This is why I said it was going to take a really long time, because that's just the way it goes. They haven't even built this either. Because they... Is that really too far from a district? I don't believe you. I absolutely... Oh, okay, that's because none of this is connected. That is exactly why. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they can still do it. It's just slow. Although they might actually finish that bridge by the time we finish our little staircase over here. Which would be pretty funny. But there you go. Now it's all connected again. No more excuses. No more crying. Just build the bridge and get over it. Alright. So that's all looking good. We have tons and tons of maple syrup. That's looking good. Had some people suggest I have nowhere near enough resources for catalyst, which could be true, but for right now, I have no way of knowing because I have not started making any. And we're not going to do that until this is done. We're going to have all the bot stuff produced up here. Which also is going to require us to have power. So that is, that's going to be a process. Channeling all of this water, folding it in the Sky Storm style is not something I'm going to just randomly do while recording. I am going to have to play with this offline and make sure I can get it right before I actually do this. So that's why that's not happening today. Got plenty of other stuff to do. And this side as well, have to decide if we're going to block this off or just heavily restrict it. Keep this wide river or not keep it. Oh, hey, we're flooded over here for no reason again. Why is that? This should, in theory, not be flooding. I don't think it should, at least. I've had several people suggest that I choke this off a little bit, but the flooding is not happening up here. Why is this at 0? When it's supposed to be 1.5. That I took my aha. Well, there's your problem. Now it's fixed. Problem solved. Don't know exactly what that was about. How fast is this guy going? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. 100,000 power. That thing's booking, man. Look at that go. Really, really cool looking. Now, did they finish that piece? They sure did. Lag. Yeah, so this one we can build 2 at a time, which is good to see. We can also, here, build more than a couple pieces at a time. Leave a little bit of frontage space on the outside. And then once the path is gone, we can just connect all this up. No problems. All right, they finished that. We have to have those pieces, and then that's going to be done. And then we can have something going on over here. So look how much better this is now. So much better to just do multiple pieces at once, even if it's a slow process. But yes, to answer your the rest of your questions, I am still planning on putting a bunch of housing up here. We have all this space over here. We can do kind of like a little terraced approach, similar to my original idea for this area, which we haven't really done too much else with. But at some point, I will be expanding Beverly Hills. This isn't connected. Why? Oh, because I disconnected it. Duh. I don't have my path set here anymore. Now that's fixed. Didn't really need that to be a thing. Yeah, you can tell they're making slow but steady progress. And we'll come back and evaluate that later. But now we have housing here that seems to be working reasonably well. And I think another thing we might want to consider in this district is growing a little bit of stuff we can use to make biofuel and catalyst, which, if you look in the refinery, it seems like the best option is going to be for the biofuel to be potatoes. So we can have a little farm up here growing potatoes, and all of the maple syrup that we can import from the other main district over here, obviously to make the catalyst. But that is going to take a long time. That is not this episode. It's probably not even next episode. But we will get there in due time. It just takes a while, which is why I've been storing so much of it. And we have 2,100 sunflower seeds. Hopefully, once the train's done, that will help vastly increase the amount of stuff we can ship around. It's just another very, very large project that is going to take quite some time to finish. So let's do the rest of this. I think this entire, yeah, everything they can get to from this level is now done. I believe they can reach everything from here, and they can, yes. Yep, now this guy is out of places to go, huh? I can't reach anything back there until stuff is blown up. These guys have a little bit more range, except they can't really get over there. But that's all going to get a little bit better once things get detonated. Lots of problems can be solved if you just blow stuff up. That does not apply universally, so please do not try that at home. But fun little game setting like this. Very, very easy. Alright, so that is looking nice. Very, very slow and steady process. Now, we also have some other areas specifically up here. A couple people have suggested I put housing here. If we need to build a bunch more housing, this would be a good place for it. For right now, doesn't seem like I don't have too much use for an area like this. So we're probably just going to leave it alone. But at some point, we do need to start storing some more stuff. I wonder if I could actually just appropriate that for this district, which, by the way, we have not named yet. Go vote in the poll. It's live now. So please do go vote and let us know what you would like this district to be called. We have a couple of choices, and we'll rename it on Thursday. But for now, we're just keeping on with all this stuff. and all of the fun that comes with that. One piece at a time. This is all connected though, which is fantastic. So now this is all one unit here, and we can start thinking pretty soon about how we want to have our station set up. Now what we could do, what is an option, is we could cantilever platforms over these large underground storages and then have the train go up on top of that. But for us to do that, they would have to be higher than I think we want them to be. I would have had to have just kept this as like a viaduct coming around here, which, you know, we could still do. No, nothing saying we couldn't actually do that. So if we did, I wonder. I'm just going to pause real quick so I can make sure that this isn't going to be complete insanity. Nope, hold on. I clicked the wrong button. Good job. 3 by 1. Come on, let me click this. If I have this come up like this, that's going to be 4 blocks wide. Doesn't look completely ridiculous. Doesn't look amazing, per se, but could look a little bit better. And no, in real life, you could not have this cantilevered and have a train drive on top of it. That's not how physics works. So we could either do that, or we could come around the backside for a lot of this with another set of the reinforced platforms and have it kind of make like a little arch. So if we had that set up, how in the world did I delete the wrong one? If we did that, let's put this back in real quick. We could either do the 2x1s, like so. Oh no, that's not wide enough for the 2x1s. Okay, alright, well, we have that, or, hear me out, we have the extended architecture right here on top. That actually looks pretty nice. So now the question is, can we get away with putting a single height platform and then this thing across? We can. Alright. So that, I think... Oh, son of a... I deleted the wrong thing. Okay. Well, we will fix that. What was in here? Planks, looks like. That is unfortunate. Also, why is this floating like this? Well, let this be a lesson to you to not not spend too much time doing crazy weird nonsense. So we'll just have this go all the way across. I don't know why they're showing up and not ghosted when they haven't actually been built yet. But that is an interesting look. So what that's going to mean is that now I actually need to have a viaduct built here to go into the station. And then on top of that, because of the way this is set up, we could actually set up a multi-track platform here with some sort of a guideway through the middle. We have a goods station, and then we have a passenger station. Now, depending on how we want to set this up, this actually could be a turnaround point. But I would have to have a double track here, and I don't think we want to mess with that. So if we have the track on the outside, yeah, let's do the track on the outside, offset by 1, so we can have a path come that way. That's a goods station, and this is a passenger station. So again, the only reason this path is here is to facilitate the building of the trains in the first place. So we will get rid of these things and think about... the trains will get built just fine on the reinforced platforms or the regular platforms. It doesn't really seem to matter. But in the interest of having things actually look decent, I think what we're going to want to do is have the side platforms make like little miniature bridges. I think I like that idea quite a bit. So if we were to do... Yeah, I'll just get rid of that. Come back over here with our other thing, so it's a complete symmetry right there. And then we have to have the trains turn onto the platform here and have some sort of a switch track. So that's an option. We have to have, of course, a path connecting all of these together. So we could either do something like this, or we could actually have separate entrances from either side and then have a waiting track in the middle. But I don't know that that's going to be the best option for us here. So I think what we'll want to do instead is just to have this come all the way down this side. And we have some lovely spiral staircases we haven't ever really used. So why don't we take the opportunity to make a nice spiral staircase coming down this way. And then decorative stair right there to go up to the platform. And they can go to either one. And one thing we are going to have to do, because of the way this is set up, is we're going to have to either have the train come across here and put a little crossing for the beavers to hopefully not get run over by, or we have to extend this past this way. I think I'm personally inclined, based on the way the track dimensions work. Oh, that's a new thing. You didn't used to be able to do this. Have something in the corner of the track there. So now, yeah, if I can do that, that's actually better. I wonder, 2x3, is this going to fit? Yeah, if I had that set up like so, that actually might look decent. So just have this coming in this way, can either go straight through the passenger station, or it can divert and go to the goods station. And then, of course, on the other side, as this comes out, we'll have to have it attach itself to something. So I think what we'll do, since this is the... oh, that's not the metal platform. Will it let me build off the side? No, it will not. Okay. But it will let me do this. The 4x1 obviously is not going to work. Do I dare... do I dare do one of these? Probably not. But I wonder if I can... Oh, okay. I'll just do another one of those. That looks a-okay. So, of course, you know what this means. It means we've got to come in and redo these tracks again, but that is not a bad thing at all. We'll just place that there. And then we'll have this set up, hopefully, a little bit of a nicer thing going on here. I don't think this is going to let me build this here unless I have another little bit of a, what's this thing called? Side platform. Can I rotate this to make it look a little bit better? Probably not. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll just, no, actually, hold on. Nope. We don't have to use that evil thing. We have the power of technology that I also can't use. Never mind, we do have to use the evil thing. Or we could just do a regular platform. Let's just do that, for the sake of our sanity and the good of all mankind. I guess we'll just have this set up like that. Now, the reason I have a straight track right here separating these two is so I can use this as a block signal, and that will separate both of these. What I should have done is oh, can I no, I wonder if I could actually get away with that. I don't know if I can make this one into a block signal or not, and also be a crossing track, but we'll find out. We'll definitely find out. Can I demolish this yet? I think I can. Missing anything? Nope. Beautiful. So that's done. And now they can come up here and start getting rid of all of that fun stuff. I will get rid of these little baby trees. And then once that's done, we'll start blowing this up. How's our construction going over here? Slowly. But it is going. And they've built this too. So that's progress. We'll put this piece in. And we can continue on this way as well. Should still be able to reach that. Yep. There we go. So now this is almost, it's getting there. One piece at a time or else the dumb beavers can't reach. I know it's not ideal, but that is how this is supposed to work. Now you might be saying, there's no awning over the top of this. You said there was going to be a cool awning on top of it. Well, that is something I'm not entirely sure what the best option would be. We can obviously just put regular platforms over the top of this, but I don't think I can do the... No, I absolutely cannot do the reinforced platforms. And I also can't put those over these curves. So, what we might end up doing is just... might end up just only having the platform covered like this with our little awnings like this, just so the beavers have some place to wait. I don't think that looks bad at all, but the hard part is going to be making the top of it look good, because we have our roofing pieces like this that don't quite reach all the way to the side, and this isn't really long enough. So I'm not sure exactly what we would want to do. We obviously have these decoration blocks we can mess with if we want to try to make something kind of interesting looking. But for the time being, I think this is probably fine just like this. We're going to try and dress up the outside at some point in time as well, but that is probably not today. Alright, so that piece is looking good. Now I can come in with this piece. Continue the very, very slow process. I do like the metal beams here. I think that looks a little bit classier than some of these other things. It kind of matches the railroad aesthetic as well, in my opinion. So how are we looking here? 7 unemployed beavers. Now, before we do anything else, these are fully... Aha! Well, now that's fully employed. I did not realize we were lacking. So that's good. Still growing stuff. I think we need to have some storage for sunflower seeds. Start over here. Now, what are we missing storage for? Aha, the medium warehouse. We can store our sunflower seeds here. For sure, for bot fuel purposes. Then, if I can click correctly. Maple syrup obviously cannot be stored here, so we're going to store some more sunflower seeds. And in fact, I had this set for water and this one set for biofuel. So why don't we change this from water to maple syrup? Because we already have water storage here, and there is going to be storage for other stuff, but since this is all production storage, I think it just makes sense to do that. Now let's check and see progress over here. It is actually progressing. As is this. And once that is done, I guess I could just go ahead and build that one too. We'll put the large switch track. That looks a little bit better than the small ones. And they'll build that, and then we'll figure out something to do up here. The rest of this is probably just going to be open, honestly. There's that drought warning. we could really use some additional lumberjacks over here, I think. We have our treated torii gate here. Probably. If I went ahead and unplanted. Actually, how far along is this? 19%? That's not ideal. These guys are sitting here doing nothing because their storage is full. Are these both full? Wow, they are full of logs. So I guess we aren't really that worried about it, are we? Well, then I won't be if we're not worried about it. That's fine. Because we haven't started really abusing all of the logs yet. Can they reach all this? No, they cannot. All right. Well, we can put a path in. And they can take care of that at that point in time. Any progress made here? Yep. I love these red bridges. I think they are fantastic. This is cool going over the little spillway here. And we just have one more piece. Oh, these are a slightly different color. That's going to irritate me, but we'll survive. We're going to be strong. Choose not to be irritated by that. This looks so much better right here as just a regular suspension bridge. That looks pretty nice. Now, these other areas, like right here, how long of a route is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh boy, that's actually perfect. If we were to have this set up like so. If we did that, because I still want that ladder to be there. But if we were to do that, 6 by 1. Yep, that is absolutely perfect. Is there another way for them to get up onto this island? Not currently, so I guess we'll have to wait on that. But this will be nice to have that as a bridge. Probably I'm going to leave the underwater paths there with the frogs. Or else I might have a mutiny on my hands. But to offset that, I will add some stairs. Actually, those should be the metal stairs, because that's what we've been doing. And we'll have that. Nope. Oh, almost put the wrong path down. Frog path. There you go. But once that's in place, we can get rid of this metal stairs and start building our bridge across. And have that all connect nicely. That'll look a lot better, and it'll be faster. And same kind of thing over here. Except this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. All right, we can do that. Now the question is going to be, can I place a bridge off of... I can! That is going to be nice. So we have transportation alternatives for those who wish to commune with the amphibians and those who wish to just, get somewhere and not worry about the frogs. So both camps should be pretty happy with that. Increase our efficiency of moving stuff around. That's looking good. The observatory island. The way this is set up, it's actually not a straight shot, so maybe we don't worry about it. Don't think that's really something that we need to be stressing out about anyway. And you know the drill, we got to put in some more train tracks. Just a couple pieces left, and then this whole area, well, once they build that, will be all connected one single length of track. So how's this looking? Good, we are ready to put in the T intersection track. And then that is going to look pretty nice, I think. And then we're going to want to isolate this intersection here, probably on all three sides. Those of you who watched the Sweet Transit live streams are going to perhaps have unpleasant memories of us learning how the signals in that game worked. Isolating intersections on all sides was a very interesting time, I guess we'll say. So what we can do now is we can decide how we want the track to come in from this side. I like the idea of having the train elevated. Elevated trains are great, and they're good use of space if you have stuff already going on in an area. So we don't need to have the metal platforms, though. We could just have regular double platforms, especially since this end of our arch is not going to let us use the other things. But if we take a look at how long this is, I might actually be able to put... Yeah, okay, we could just use a couple of these back to back. Would not be the worst looking thing ever. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's just build a couple more of these. Just as I really like this asset. This is really cool. Seems like a proper rail bridge, viaduct, whatever you want to call it. The one bad thing, though, is that they're not going to be able to get up here, I don't think, to build the train tracks. But I'm going to try it anyway. We'll see if they can figure out how to do it, because I've been surprised before. It doesn't say they can't access it, so who knows. Maybe they can. Maybe. Although, what happened to our... Okay, it's still there. It just wasn't showing up. We'll leave that alone for a little bit, see if they can figure out how to access all of that stuff. They haven't done this yet, so that's fine. I think we might be occupied building our bridge here. This is in place, so that instead will be turned into... If I can remember where the bridges are. Sheesh. Yep, I got to get rid of that path, and then that can connect nicely there. And that is going to look so much better. All right, here's our drought. 6 days. This is progressing. Just a few more metal blocks, and this bridge will be done as well. So I guess this is the bridges episode. I was hoping to get more train stuff done this, but so far it's proven to be a little slow, just a touch. But this is coming along reasonably well. Turn our view all the way back up. I think... Did we actually finish all the construction I had planned over here? I guess we did. I haven't fully connected all of this yet. Is it going to let me... use one of these side platforms? I don't think so because of the path here. But we actually don't need this path here. That's fine, because there's nothing to connect to on the other side. So we can just have this go across like so. And that's going to be that whole thing done. These reinforced platforms will need to keep going up. Storage is already looking pretty good. Now this side doesn't have any ups and downs yet. And by ups and downs, I mean ladders. So maybe that's the next project we've got to come up for. I think it's probably not going to be that big of a deal either. So if we were to do that, now that they can actually, walk on the top, not going to be that big of a deal. All right, reinforced ladders. Here, 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 and here. Here, here, here. Get rid of that. Here and here. And then... I've had my finger on the wrong button. Good job. The way we had this stuff set up was to connect everything below this level, but this side is slightly different. We just want to connect the doorways, or the ones that we think are going to be useful at the very least. So that one going here would be a useful connection. This one here would be a useful connection, and then this one here. Everything else on the top, we can take our side platform 1x1s and just connect those like so. Come on. There you go. Good job. Nope. Bad job. You didn't connect. Good job. And then right in front of the entrance to the tank, we'll have to do it again. But I think I'll let them take care of all of that. This says it's not connected because we don't have a path going across here. But we are going to be going up still. So I think I'm just going to connect here to here. Not going to go all the way across. The game doesn't care if you have a path on top of the ladder or not. Somehow I feel like it used to, but we're not going to worry about that. All right, so that is a big improvement over here. And I'm not going to worry about building out our production quite yet. Quite yet. Because I think we want to kind of stack stuff a little bit. But I have the idea here that the bot part factories, might as well just go ahead and unlock this because we have 130-some thousand science. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is having, you have 3 of these, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and oh, didn't need to rotate that more. But then you have your bot assemblers. These are not stackable, so they would have to have cantilever stuff over the top. So these might not be the best things to put right here. They might actually go better on top or somewhere else, but that is probably at this point going to be a next episode thing. I told you this was slow, but it's going to be cool when we're finally finished with it. It just takes a little bit of time to actually get through everything. All right, so this is in place. I guess now they're going to tell us they can't reach this. Yep, okay. That's okay. I have the unstuckify mod, so maybe it's not going to be quite so painful. But I'll build ladders, see if they can get up there, and build these tracks in a way that actually makes sense. Actually, you know what? You know what? Let's put those ladders on the other side, because then they can walk on top of this. But I think this is a pretty decent start. Obviously, like I said, we're going to dress this up and make it look not quite so utilitarian. But it is a good start. Elevated platforms above active storage space underneath. That's good land use. And we just have to figure out how we want the train to be routed coming out of this way. But I think coming around this side of this island right here in the Iron Islands, please let me zoom in, thank you. And then having a very nice rail viaduct coming across here would be something we'd want to do. So we'll just go ahead and start stripping the land in preparation for that. And this is not quite high enough, so there will have to be some elevation changes. But we'll just have that come through on... Wow, that was fast. Did not think that was going to be quite such a speedy process. We just have to decide how we want this to go through here, but the train track will come through here. And I'm either going to have it go down here and then turn. That's honestly probably the better way to do it. I'm not going to be able to put the transition piece on anything, am I? Double platform like this is just going to have to all have legs on it. I know that's a little ugly, but we'll survive. We'll be fine. That's going to come through here. So that's going to be the landing space. This is going to have to come out like this. And the large curve is going to require that to be there. So now I've got to think, if the thing's coming through here, I could actually have... I wonder if that would work. Because this is a 4x1, 5x1. You know what? You know what? I love these things so much, man. Oh, this is such a cool asset. I just want to use another one of these. So let's just do that, because that looks cool. And then once that's a thing, I don't know why I had to pause to do that. Kind of one of those dumb habits I've got. But this right here will look quite nice. I think they can build... I think they can build all of this with it just being set like this. Can they... Can't reach this, alright. But they can reach the rest of that. So that's looking okay. How am I going to get them to build the rest of this? I think, yeah, they can reach that, but they can't reach that. Now, if I do some nonsense here, 2 of those there. I can't build this over the path, which is, I guess you could say, irritating. But there's not really any other way to do it. We do have two modes of transit here, so I guess the best temporary solution is just to build ladders so they can get out the rest of the stuff here. All right, now I know you've asked the question. The answer is yes. We're going to use another one of these. I just think it looks cool. Such a nice looking asset. How many times can I say that in one video? So this is going to need to be built, I guess. I guess they could just reach all of this, honestly. Probably no reason they can't. Now, is this not... Okay, that's not reachable either. But once this... I'm hoping that once this ladder is complete, they can reach all 3 of these. I think they can. Or they should be able to. If not, that would be kind of dumb. But, you know how this works. It's a process. A little bit of trial and error. A little bit of doing things you probably shouldn't be able to do. But hopefully the end result is something we can enjoy. Do that one piece there. I gotta say, this is starting to look really cool. Really like these bridge viaducts with the archway pieces. I cannot remember who made these. I just noticed. Do you have any idea how difficult texturing is? I don't. Actually, why can they not reach that? If this ladder is here. Because they did that one just fine. Alright, well that's going away. We're going to reconnect this path. And... yeah, end of this drought's going to be the end of this episode. I know. Well, make them longer than an hour. No, absolutely not. If I'm doing these 7 days a week, they don't need to be longer than an hour. That's way too much for any one human being to be watching it at any one time. It's okay to have other hobbies besides watching me play video games. As flattering as it is that you enjoy the content, I very much appreciate it. Whoa, wrong thing. Hold on. I was attempting to put something here. And all these extra things are going to go away as soon as the adjoining bits are built. They can't reach this because they have a storage space in the way. Explosive storage. I mean, I guess we need it, but it probably is better suited in a spot over here. And I'm actually going to move it to be in such a position. So let's do that here. Put in another path. And then I can get rid of the one over in this area so they can get to the trees. And demolish the trees. But yep, that will come across perfectly level there. I guess I'll have to wait for them to get rid of these, but let's do a little bit of investigative math here. So 10 by 10 is not what we want. The 6 by is, I'm going to have it come out from here, but that's only going to reach to there. So if I did that, I'd have to have twin spans. So if I did a 5 by 1, nope, rotated too much. I had that go there. That would still be too much. If I did 4 bys, let's try that. So that 4 blocks down, we'll do double platform, and then the steel bridge again, right like this. And then, oh, it's so close. It's so close. Okay. That was dumb. This has to be a triple platform. Oh boy. Alright, back to the 4 bys. Like so. Very nice double, well, it's not a viaduct, but you get the idea. Which actually means this one, 3 by is going to be, I can't get rid of the trees yet, but yeah, it's going to be a little lopsided. Not the end of the world. It's just going to maybe look a little strange for a second. But that's going to carry our train very nicely across this. I think that looks fantastic. Now, the burning question that maybe nobody has asked, but I'm going to now anyway. Can we put lanterns on the bridge with the train? I don't think we can. That is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping this would work, but I suppose it doesn't. Well, it was... Wait, what? Hold on. I can put it in the middle of the track, but I can't put it on the side of the... Okay. What about these guys? Nope. Alright. Well, I guess I could do one on the very corner here. It looks kind of cool, actually. Oh, so these I can't put on there. The paper lanterns don't work either. The garden lanterns don't work. The indoor lanterns and the street lanterns don't. So then what was I able to put in the middle of the... Oh, it was just on the approach pieces. Never mind. False alarm. All right, so down to the last half a day. Let's see. Oh, wow, they've already made pretty good progress here. So I guess I can go ahead and place this 3x bridge. Please do not crash. Thank you. Yeah, that is much faster progress than I thought we'd be making. So that's nice to see. That is very good progress there. I didn't do the framework bridges here because this is more of a viaduct and less of a span. Plus the little ironwork here I think looks really nice. Kind of reminds me of the elevated railways that you'd see in some... well, I guess really Chicago's the only major U.S. city that has a lot of those. But I always thought those looked cool. Even if they're not necessarily the most beautiful architecture, it is a very interesting design. Very cool to look at. So let's go ahead and get rid of our unneeded scaffolding here. Okay, that's not going to let me get rid of that. I was going to try and get rid of the corner piece, but I guess I don't need to. This, friends, this looks really nice. And it's going to look better once we finish detailing and have all of that stuff set up. But yeah, we are making great progress in railroad construction. It is, again, a very long process. Was never going to happen in a single episode or 2 episodes or 3 episodes. But it is very exciting. We didn't get to anything over here, unfortunately, but we will. Next video, this is actually just about good to go. No, well, now it is. We have to build this ladder here. So why don't we, since we're already here, and I know they can get across to the other side, let's just get rid of that. Careful not to delete the wrong thing again. Reinforced ladders, side facing this way. And have that go up one more so it matches. Hang our side platforms over. Oh, so I had these go... Really? I had them go all the way over there? I don't think we actually need that. Unless we want them to be kind of weird looking here. So I'll tell you what I'll do instead is I'm just going to do this. And then on the side over here, where this is set up, I think... okay, no, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. These have to actually be the reinforced platforms. Unfortunately, because that does not look nearly as cool. Because we're going to have all these connect to each other appropriately here. Yep, because we have these little corner bits. So we'll just match what they got going on here. And then these will all get connected. And then we'll be all finished for today. So let's just knock this out real quick. Everything connected, even if it's not the most beautiful looking thing on the outside. It is fully connected. Everything that needs to be connected is connected. I think that's going to work. Don't forget, it's not just storage. We just have to get past all the rest of this. And I think you're going to like the result. I have the image in my head. I can't quite fully manifest it, but you know what I always say, it's a process. And that, friends, is the end of today's episode. They haven't quite gotten finished with this bridge. I do think I'll let it run a little bit so I can use this as a screenshot, but for the thumbnail. But this will be the end for right now. So as the sun rises here on the beginning of cycle 40, go ahead and say goodbye. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, and all of the dedication and enthusiasm you guys have for these projects. It's very, very rewarding to get to do this and talk to you guys about it. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, want to say hi, want to roast my Japanese pronunciation or whatever, that's really more of the water beavers thing. But anything that's on your mind, drop a comment. I do always read them, can't always respond, but I do always take the time to read every single one of the comments I receive and use as much of your feedback as I can, because as I always say, this is a let's play, not a watch me play the game. So again, very thankful for you, as well as the beard boosters who make this possible for me to do now every single day through the end of 2023, barring some sort of cataclysm. So their support is very much appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for some more water beavers, and then back in this playthrough on Thursday, Ostrich Friday, and then live streams this weekend. So get excited. Might have a midweek live stream here on YouTube. Haven't quite figured that out yet, but I will have a community post when I decide that. Don't forget to vote on the name for District 4. That poll is live now, so make sure you do that. And that's it. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Have fun. Bye-bye.